How many deals?
So how many deals? So
Last year, the year before?
yep, 2017, turning point. I'm just going to tell everybody my story. The last 5 years, turning point. I go to 2 to 3 events, maybe 3 or 4 events a year. And I went to one event that we had that was in the Capital District, and it was by a gentleman by the name of Rick DeLuca. And Willie brought him in, and he had a theme of conversations lead to transactions. And I wanted to do in 2017, 40 transactions. I was coming off of 12 and I wanted to go to 40. My daughter graduated from high school and I had big college bills coming. And as a realtor, we all know we can make as much as we want or as little as we want. And that's really what it came down to. Rick DeLuca had a thing with this conversation calculation. I wanted 40 transactions. So I had to have 4,000 transactions in a year, 83 a week, 16 a day to convert those 40 transactions. And this was as of April
4,000 conversations.
4,000
Yep.
4,000 conversations.
Yes.
16 a day. And that was giving me 4 weeks off. So I was doing this over 48 weeks. I had 47 transactions in 2017. I beat it. So here it became real. If you set a goal, if you work towards it, if you keep it in front of you, you can attain it. So that was the beginning. And then I don't want to say my career goal was 5 years later, I wanted 100 transactions last year. I wanted it. The year prior, I fell short about 7 and I felt like I failed. And, you know, my mentor, my broker, people around me said, you didn't fail, you did that. You know, that's great. So last year in a 12-month span, it wasn't calendar year, but I had to give it to myself. November to November, I had 108 transactions.
Crazy. So all you did was make like 400,000 calls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had 4 million conversations.
Perfect. Let's talk a little bit about, so you're busy. Let's talk a little bit about work balance, work and life balance, as far as, are you setting precedents with your clients? Are you telling, certain days, I spoke with a woman before who said that my clients knew that every Thursday was date night, and they, it's kind of like Anthony says, you're the doctor, they're the patient. What's it like with you? How are you going to?
I don't have any specific date night. That could be any night, I guess. But I do have something that I always stay focused on, and it's working on my business, not always in my business. And then it just happens. If you're working on your business, like here today, this was something in my video. This is working on your business as a realtor. You're here. It's not that we have all the answers, but maybe you're going to take away something that's going to help you. So working on my business, regular routine was just obviously serving the transactions that I had going on and making sure everything was moving the way they needed to move. But where was the next deal coming from? I will say 82% of my business is referral, repeat and referral business. 11%, I'll give it to Zillow because I'll never let go. And the rest is just filler, I'm going to say. Whether it's, I don't rely on company generated, but if there's something there that I need to service, I'm most certainly going to service it.
Well, I can cross that question out.
Repeat and referral is absolutely number one. You stand by.
I do want to get into,
Mhm.
What's a typical day look like for you? Are you an organized person? Are you unorganized? Are you, from 7 to 8, I do this, 9 to 10, I do this, and be honest, we want to know.
As number driven as I am, which definitely helps in my success, I'm about 50% organized. Casey's here. She's kind of part of my admin support. She knows, but I'm better in chaos. I'm better multitasking than if I were to have one thing to do during the day. The routine is any deals or any pending transactions first, right? And any listings follow up. And then after that, where is it coming from? Who do I need to talk to? Reach out to my past clients. Always, you want to stay top of mind. You don't want them to forget you. Your transaction should be unforgettable to them. And then through the years, don't let them forget you.
So what I find is that realtors try to be everything. You
Can't.
As a realtor, you can't be an awesome negotiator, an awesome marketer, an awesome admin. And some of that stuff your clients don't need you to be doing. So you have an admin.
I do. I have support. I have support, and that's offered, many brokerages offer it. I take advantage of that. That helps me leverage my time. I can't do that volume or number of units. Let's not even say volume. Those number of units, it's not possible. You have to have systems in place. Something that was key and a pivotal point to get there was designing and redesigning all the time checklists, making sure you're dotting the I's, crossing the T's. The first thing I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect. I am just working on things as they happen because, like we know, every transaction is different. Always lessons learned with every transaction. And I want to learn. I want to learn.
So speaking of learning, and you touched on this a little bit earlier, but get a little more in depth with it. Training and coaching, you've been doing this for 20 years. So I know we all get a little complacent and think that we know everything, but we are in a business that changes, seems like every minute recently, right? So what are you doing? What have you done in the past for training, say in the beginning of your career? Because I think we surveyed, and there's a lot of 10 and under year agents in here. What did you do in the beginning of your career, middle, and then towards the end? What are you doing now? Do you have coaches? We know you attend a lot of these. I've seen you at some. So give us a little rundown and some advice, I guess, to people on training and coaching, and is it important or not?
Absolutely. I say surround yourself with real estate all the time. Whatever you can bring to your own table, you're going to be fed, and take from it and learn from it and remodel it, mold it to you. But what I started with, Brian Buffini, 100 Days to Greatness, was the best model. I didn't have repeat and referral business. I had a database. I had to learn how to get in front of them, how to create top of mind awareness, how to say, I'm the real estate professional that I would like, you to call. I wanted to be that person. Toma, I want that top of mind awareness. Brian Buffini led into other things. And then, 5 years ago, all of a sudden, I'll mention him. He's my broker. Everybody knows, Willie, gotta do video. You got to get out there and video. I don't want to do video. And I still have my very first video. It is horrific. It is awful. And I can't believe I posted it. But I surround myself with events like this all the time. Collaboration, camaraderie, a takeaway. I'm not looking to be the best realtor. I'm just looking to be a little bit more than what I was yesterday. And we can all do the same thing every day, but I want to be a little different. So everybody put your own spin on it, because you know why? Your center of influence is going to be attracted to that. So if everyone has their database, be yourself to that database and know how they're going to receive you. And it goes far.
Love it. And so you've had some coaching. You attend weekly trainings now.
I never stop.
Podcasts.
I don't know. We have agents.
Everything.
People say, why do you still go to training? I want to go. I also want to be around my team. I want to be around the group. I want to be around people. I want to be around real estate. I don't live, eat, and breathe it. But if I just noticed, I had a few vacations that we just had. I kind of shut it off. Now I'm like all pumped up. It's nice to shut down. You have to shut down. It's healthy to shut down. And it's okay if you lose that transaction. There's going to be another one. It's your mindset that's going to go. But constantly right now, what I'll say is, in the shifting market, pay attention to West Coast, because what happens West Coast comes East Coast. So that's where I'm putting a lot of my Instagram and what I'm following that way, because I want to be already in the know about what's going to happen.
Love it. Leads you kind of talked about earlier. You said 82%
repeat and referral business.
Referral.
Yep.
Okay. So you've obviously built that up over the years. Let's talk social media. How much time and effort are you putting in? I mean, I can tell you, I studied it up pretty good. And someone talked about it earlier. If you're not on Facebook using that to your advantage, I think you're absolutely crazy. It's, like it or not, it's brings people a lot of business. And I noticed a great mix with you. Informative videos. You did one recently. What does back on the market mean? Just something informative. Obviously want to give items of value to our clients. You put family trips up there. I saw you digging for clients, looking for apartments. So let's talk about that a little bit. How much effort are you putting into social media? What platforms are you using, and how often?
Yep. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, blog. Those are the 5 things, plus email. So your blog post should go to your center of influence, to your database. You should always be feeding your database what you're doing. That's the top of mind awareness, that they know that you're still a realtor and you're working effectively and you're in the business. So it's kind of like in their mind, oh, and yet last night it happened, 2 Facebook messages of 2 people that wanted to sell. And I know it's because I'm back from vacation and I'm finally posting again. It's that top of mind awareness. But Facebook, I think Gio said it, and I'll call him out on it, is for older people. Instagram is young, but I definitely do see the difference of those audiences. But whatever comes to Instagram goes to Facebook. Whatever goes on Facebook goes to LinkedIn. I do another thing. I know some agents, they may not do this. You have your business page and we have our personal page. I like sharing my business to my personal because my business is personal to me. And my center of influence is my personal, database.
Yeah.
I want them to see, and that's why 82% of my business comes from personal.
And also something you do well, and it's the same with every single person I talk to that is successful. It's you make it a lot about your clients. It's congratulations to them, not like, look at me. No one gives a damn that you sold another house, really. No. And too many realtors are, it's me. As a client, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. I want someone who cares about their client. I think you wrote in there, client now friends, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, so it's a business of building relationships, and people have lost touch with that. You can do the more business you do this way, the more down the road. This is when, and this is why you have 82%, referrals, is that it's just a pyramid scheme almost. Someone's that you sold a house to, their parents are going to go into a nursing home. They're going to have to sell. Mm-hmm. They're going to have a baby and they got to upgrade. So just doing a good job and building your business like this. So that's great. Let's talk marketing. How are you marketing? You marketing to, and I think you kind of touched on it, but past clients? Are you marketing to potential clients? A mix of both? And what are you using for marketing?
Yeah, a mix of both. Definitely social media, definitely video. I definitely do video. Newsletter, I'm not really great, but I'm getting better. But newsletter, you can announce listings, you can market. Blogging. Having a blog is really easy to do what you do on social media, create this continuous stream, but you can share it to your database through email, through a text. Hey, check out my latest blog, or check out, the 4 reasons to sell in the fall. These are the great top 4 reasons to sell in the fall. Just some items of value. Or, hey, I just hit Central Park last week. Beautiful rose garden. I mean, I get engagement on those kinds of things. Don't always share business, right? You don't always want to share business.
Right. How are you keeping in touch with past clients? Are you doing pop buys? Are you doing parties? Are you just, calling them on their birthday? To what extent are you doing it? Or do you find that is effective?
Different ways, newsletters, emails, batch emails, having a good database system, because a lot of what I found was the way that I was keeping my database wasn't like, I really want to talk to all the people I sold to. Everyone that owns a home, everyone I want to message about just those people. So I'd go to my database and I'm like, oh, I got to go all the way through this. I have to, figure them all out. Slice your database up so your audience can be specific to your message. I have right now, I've got my numbers, over 600 deals. 100 of them have been 2 families or multi-unit buildings. I have that list of investors who I know have properties. There's specific messages that I want to give to them. Are they thinking about selling? I have a buyer pool right now. I want to be able to talk to them. If you're thinking of selling your book of business or your properties that you have, I have some buyers right now. So I want to talk to them specifically. I think dividing your database up to be able to talk specific has been a really big part of my business over the last couple of years.
Yeah. And I also think, from knowing you personally, I think you're also very smart as far as collaborating with other agents in different companies. Mm-hmm. We're in a business where you need someone, maybe not today, but you're going to need them in the future. Yeah. And Willie said it earlier, people got real cocky and, you're calling them up for a deal and it got ridiculous.
Mhm.
So I think we need to get back to collaborating with people from other companies and you do it well.
Mhm.
And I can tell you if you're calling on a deal and someone that they don't know,
Mhm.
there's a better chance that your clients are going to get it just for that reason.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a competitive offer, but
Right. It all comes down to the seller, right? And what the seller wants and their terms. But I will say I'm very emotional over it. It's happening now more so because I'm 20 years in the business, not because I sold 100 houses. Oh, I would love to do a deal with you. That's like the best compliment I could get from you guys. Like that is what this is all about. I recently went to something that a home inspection company sponsored, and Jamie Mazurek, one of our great agents, she did a presentation, and camaraderie, we need it. We need to work together. And I just think that's so important when you can just feel comfortable calling another agent, maybe knowing, Jillian, I'm doing Jillian, Gio, and Fran right now. I'm doing deals with all of them and they do it differently, but I learned something from everybody. And I love that. Chris Cullihan, the way he writes a contract, oh my God, guy is awesome. I learned from him. So if we can all learn together and be stronger together, it sounds cliche. I think we are better. I just think that's a really good thing.
and people need to stop. I mean, how many people take her out to eat, pick her brain? I mean,
I don't want to forget to say this.
yeah.
So 5 years about those 4,000 conversations. One of the things Rick DeLuca told me or asked all of us to do is pick someone in your local area who you admire, who you'd like to talk to and just break bread with. Brian Buffini, little thing, break bread. And I called Fran Callahan. And I called her 5 years ago. I've never talked to Fran Callahan, but I knew she had been in the business she had years of service. She had a great reputation. And I said, I want to have lunch with you. And her first response, I looked at the email the other day and it was on May 1st, 2017. And she said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to be recruited. I'm like, I'm not trying to recruit you. I said, I just want to have lunch with you. And she was like, by all means, yes. I had like 5 questions. And that, again, was a pivot for me. It was basic things, but just be able that she took the time to talk to me and I could have that conversation again was really important. And I think someone mentioned it earlier, calling someone out, call another realtor, have lunch. I know we can all go to events and have a drink together, but go and really, again, break bread and say, how do you do it? This is how I do it. Maybe mastermind, be accountable to each other.
We don't have to be sober at it, do we? We can drink at it.
You want to remember. You could record.
All right. So we're cutting into question and answer time a little bit, but I still have a couple questions here. So we'll make it quick. What advice would you give to a new agent? As we know, we have some here just getting into the business. They're coming in at a tough time where it might be easy to turn around and go back out the door. You've been doing this for 20 years. Give us a rundown of your thoughts on it. And
first, you have to want to be a realtor. This is not a quick rich scheme. And a lot of that has come to fruition, I think, now, all through the media that, you're just going to sell it and make money. This is work. This is one thing I'll do consistently. I wake up, I get dressed, I put my makeup on, and I go to work. I whether I'm home or whether I'm at the office, I wake up, I get dressed, I put my makeup on and do my hair. Well, I have to do my hair. But those are you have to be ready to work. Who knows when that phone call is going to come in? I would say have a mentor or have someone that you look up to or you can collaborate with and have accountability. Accountability is key to success. It doesn't have to be a long laundry list. It could be, I want to make a list of 100 people that I know. And that was a Brian Buffini. Someone would say, Shana, being new to the area, I'm just going to call out names, you're new to an area, you don't have I don't know anybody. Yes, you do. You have 100 people. Here's all classifications, write these people down, get in front of them, drop off business cards, be accountable, have a mentor, have a plan. The plan can be to sell 3 homes. The plan can be to do 10 open houses. Do open houses. It can be basic. It can be large, but don't set yourself up for failure. Succeed.
I'm going to add one thing. Don't worry about splits. Find a brokerage that is going to train you.
Yes.
And get you going in the business. Too many people are worried about splits. And then a year in, they're you know,
First,
2 deals, 3 deals, maybe. And it's like, no, you want to do this much business. If I have to take 10%, 15%, and I have support and I have training
Mhm.
and I have people that will collaborate with me within a brokerage. I mean, some of these brokerages, they're cutthroat. You can't talk to anyone. They would,
yeah,
you know, do
surround yourself with
with
like-minded people.
Absolutely. To close it out, what are your goals? What are your plans for the future? Give us, just keep selling homes.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to keep selling. I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. I love the satisfaction. I've worked with a lot of sell bys right now, empty nesters, you know, elderly people. I'm just loving what I do. And I really like that niche, but not everything lasts forever. My 5-year plan, I would love to be a coach. I would love to maybe start a geo plan and get some of my own investment properties. But I don't see myself ever leaving, because if I do that 5-year plan for me, my passion is turning, maybe my knowledge can help somebody else. Maybe if I get out of real estate though, then I can't go with the
You'll have a
times.
lot of happy competitors because there'll be 100 deals that free up,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Caring is
I
caring.
was asking for you guys. So we have about 5 minutes left for some questions. Do you have a microphone?
Just so everybody can hear and also. Christine, you know, I love you.
Hi, Jen.
Is it working there? I was wondering what database that you like to use with your contacts and all that you're talking about.
I have been through many. Excel spreadsheet was always something, but right now, what's gotten me to the next level over the last 2 years, Follow Up Boss. Follow Up Boss. I am using it probably 15 to 20% of what it's capable of, but it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
There was one up here.
You said that you had 5 questions for Fran Callahan, someone you admired. What were the 5 questions?
Oh gosh, I have to go to my notes. I think the one question was her why. You have to have a why in this business. My why became really relevant 5-6 years ago. It was because I needed to make money to put my kids through college. We were not doing it with what we had, and my kids had big dreams. But that didn't mean it was just to make money. My why was for my family, because I could do whatever I wanted with this career. So get focused and do the activities. So having a strong why, I would say, was one of the questions. What did she use for a database? I really don't know the other 3, but they were poignant 5 questions, and I can share them. I'll put them out maybe on the blueprint. So if somebody goes on that, I will definitely make sure, but I do have the notebook. I do have the notebook.
Time for a couple more. She's gonna come over.
I know that you love putting all your energy into educating yourself and social media and bettering your business, but what are your top 3, I would say, YouTube platform, people that you follow for inspiration every day in real estate?
Good question. So for social media, my turning point was Katie Lance, Marky Lemons, and right now it's called The Referral Agent. And they're all on Instagram because I had to get my stuff in Instagram. But Katie Lance, Marky Lemons, Referral Agent. As far as business, Rick DeLuca, obviously, Brian Buffini. I tried, what's his name? Gary V. Overstimulating. It was just, you have to do you. So I had to do me. So there's a lot of people that I got rid of. I'm going to tell you, plug just Anthony Lamacchia, Crush It in Real Estate. The level of intensity, like I need that. And it wasn't Gary V, but he's a numbers guy and I'm a numbers guy. So I really like that. And my own brokerage.
Anybody on the West Coast in particular right now, because you're following?
Yeah, West Coast, I'm following realtors. I'm following their stories. I want to see what their pulse is and how they're reacting. You know, we say it's a shifting or a changing market. It's shifting, we need to shift. So they have to, it seems like they're shifting first. So I'm just kind of riding the wave on what their reaction is to what's going on.
Thank you, Christine.
Yeah, you're welcome.
One more, anyone?
So the other agents that were up there were new in the business, and a couple of them talked about going on every listing appointment, whether it was $90,000, whether you thought you were going to fall through the floor, and that kind of thing. So someone that's 20 years in, do you still go to everything, or do you know how to manage your time
Mhm.
better? More
Good
properly?
question. I mean, my demographic, okay, 10 years ago, I live in Schenectady. I've grown up in Schenectady. My kids went to Schenectady School District. Huge advocate for Schenectady School District. And what better way to, everyone said, oh, you live in Schenectady, you're going to sell Schenectady. Well, it's where I live. It's what I know. I'm in PTO. I'm Little League. My kids are going to school. I'm going to, do this. Schenectady, I just became a Schenectady realtor. So Schenectady, we have $25,000 listings. I wasn't passing it up because you know what? It was a conversation. It was a lead. It was a relationship. I was not, my average dollar per transaction, 20 million last year, 108 transactions was still $187,000. But I didn't care. Those were 108 relationships to my database. I was good with that. I won't pass it up. I'll gladly take the $1 million anytime, but I'll go to that 10,000 city of Schenectady property too.
That's it for our time. You've been awesome. I appreciate it. I think everyone probably took something from that. What I want to do now is bring up Miss Tracy Page from the Daily Gazette. Floor is yours.
All mine. I was very confident when I came here today, but now I'm very intimidated. You guys are amazing and awesome, right? Talk about learning. I learned a lot today, so thank you, everybody. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Is this better? Did everybody hear what I had to say? You're good? Okay. I generally project well. So today I'm here to give Christine Serafini her 5th in a row Best of the Best award. So Christine's amazing to work with. Let's give her a round of applause, maybe a standing ovation. Let's do it. 5 years in a row. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Wow. Good job.
Test. We back? We're back. All right, so great stuff so far. You guys like it so far? Had a good time? I'll tell you, if you like what you heard so far, you wait till you see what we're going to have the rest of the afternoon. Before we break, a couple of things that Christine, for you do 108 transactions, you might have hit on it, but she definitely mastered work-life balance, which is key in this business. So many people in bad relationships, they're missing out on time with their kids and everything. The fact that she can do that type of business and still travel and have weeks of vacation with her family and friends and be where she wants, that's hard to master. I know you work with a lot of people. Maybe elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's people usually pick one or the other, which is unfortunate. They're either really good at work or really good at family and nothing in between. And you have to. And I think COVID kind of brought it out. We all lost people. We all, kind of reevaluated our lives. And I think we're getting back to where people say, both are very important. And for someone like that to be able to pull that off, it's impressive, but she works at it, and she's not getting any tools that anyone else here couldn't have, which is kind of, telling.
Another thing that was touched on a little bit too was the importance and the use of checklists. How important it is to be consistent in every transaction, right? You guys think about anyone know what the biggest franchise in the world is? Most popular one? McDonald's, right? Why is it that a hamburger in New York tastes the same as a hamburger in Hawaii? Right? It's because they have checklists, they have systems, and who's running it? Teenagers, right? So if you're a surgeon, you're a realtor, you're a franchise, if you have checklists, you have a system, you follow consistency, you're always going to put out that product, and she puts out one hell of a product.
Absolutely.
Right. So, all right, great round of applause. I'm going to tell you guys, thank you, John.
Thank you.
How'd
Appreciate it.
John do? How about a round of applause for
All
John?
right, thank you.